Hello everyone, thanks for watching these videos. This video is my presentation about my research methodology, and it will focus on triangulations. First, let's see the table of contents. I will firstly introduce my background of my research project. Then I will present the results of primary research, and it will focus on questionnaire, interview, and the case studies. Then I will present my findings from secondary research, and finally I will triangulate these results together and to see which part is similar and which part is different. So let's start. Firstly, let's talk about the background of my research project. As you can see, my topic is how tourism influences the economy, culture, and environment of a destination. First is nowadays people has already recognized that tourism is a very good tool to develop develop economy in a destination. While on the other hand, some people think that tourism will destroy the environment and the traditional culture for community. So I want to find a relationship between the tourism, environment, economy, and cultural aspect, while and finally, a sustainable tourism development strategy will be presented to suggest the governments to do the real actions, which is good, which is bad for a destination to develop tourism. First is the result of primary research. I will introduce my questionnaire first. It is a quantitative research. As you can see, the first question is about the nationality of respondents. Nationality is a part of sensitive questions, but it is a base for my research because if I ask the respondents of their nationality, it is also asked which destinations I was studied. And as you can see, there's a lot of Asian part is involved in this research, while others like Moroccan and Portuguese and Swiss people, they're also involved in this, so which makes this research more international, and it is also present an international trend, part of international trend for tourism. And then let's talk about another questions in my questionnaire. It is, which field does tourism bring benefits to your country? And I separate these answers in male and females because gender is also an important influence for my research. People have different gender, also have different views. So I want to see how different that male and female think in these questions. First, I explained it all together. Like I put added male and female together. It is most people think income is the most positive influence that tourism bring to the destination, and the second could be the traditional customers attractions. While the most important factors for the male, it is income increase. It is very direct and very rational. While for women, that they think more about infrastructure. So women think that 25% of the women think infrastructure construction improved is a very important factor, is a very good benefit. Then we change to another questions. Which field does tourism bring negative impact in your country? Absolutely, lots of people choose pollutions. It is like 55% of the respondents choose pollutions. Yes, pollution is a very serious problem, and but tourism is not the only one reason that would lead to pollutions. Government should take more actions about how to protect the environment. And also, a lot of people worried about traditional culture erosion. Yes, traditional culture is a very sensitive question because culture is distinct for every countries, and how to really protect it, it needs us to be considered. Now let's talk about interviews. Interview is a qualitative research in my research methodology. I choose Shanghai as a destination, and my respondent, he is a working he is working in tourism industry almost 10 years, and he is a native Shanghainese. So he not only understand about the Shanghai market, but also he is a native. So he see the change of Shanghai, and also he feel the influence about the changes. And I asked him, the first question is, tourism could bring both benefits and drawbacks to the destination. In your personal opinion, which is the most important influence that the tourism brings to Shanghai? And he gave me the positive and bad and negative influence for this. So for the drawbacks, he thinks city is too crowded because of the increasing populations, while cultural invasion is also a very serious problem for Shanghai. What the benefit it is it's established the city brand image for Shanghai, that people all come from different countries and go to see these visitor attractions. While this is also stimulate the communication between Shanghai and the outside world, it is very good for a destination because first it is like travelers, they choose Shanghai as a destination for their travel, but if they think this destination is good or good for their business, they will come to do trade and business for a destination as well. And this also improve the local economy. While stimulate the communication, it is like it is an improve of a communication, that it is an improve of a society. Then we lead to another questions. This is the fourth questions in my interview. It is like, do you believe that a sustainable developed strategy could help to bring benefits to the destination, and why? He agreed that tourism help to assist the destination, while through a very sustainable developed strategy, it could be again the mutual benefits between the tourism and destination, because tourism brings more benefits to Shanghai compared to the drawbacks. And the drawbacks, and he said, it is not only need to, and tourism is not the only effects that could influence the negative influence. So the government also have to take actions to reduce the negative impacts. And what the actions that the government already did, it is already helped to the destination to protect their culture, different travel experience. So, and also Maldives has been launched by the WTO as offering an excellent example of sustainable tourism development in 2003. In the case study, I found that Maldives, they separate their islands into two parts. One is focused on travel, one is only the living area for their residents. Because it is a Muslim country, so their culture is very different. And they cause a lot of problems when travelers come there. The parties, alcohols, or the dress, it all caused problems to this country, so they separate. And when the travelers want to go to the residents' living area, they have a lot of limitations. It's like the travelers, it's like they are limited the time for the visit, and the travelers should wear properly and do not make loud and do not bring alcohols. And these policies help Maldives to protect their cultures and to protect their residents didn't be disturbed. And now let's start to talk about the result of secondary research. In my secondary research, I divided it into three parts: economic development and the negative influence of the economic development, and how rural areas develop their tourism. So first we'll talk about economic development. And as we can see in this chart, it is a chart that influenced the economy part of Europe. Countries like Germany, UK, and so on, their expatriates still gather than income on travel in different countries, and meanwhile transfer income economically to other countries. So this means that countries like German or UK, they also have ability to travel to the other countries and to contribute to the GDPs for other countries. It is an outbound expense. While country like Great Spain, tourism is an especially important factor for their economy because it occupied a very large percentage in their GDP, and countries like Spain, the balance payment are 35,000 million euro, and these figures present that tourism of these countries could be their breadwinners. And let's talk about the negative aspect of tourism influence local economy in economic aspect. First is tourism bring the negative influence to the economy as well. First, it is increase the price and increase the real estate property. So, which means the goods and service typically in travel destination could be expensive than the other place, and also that tourism industry is concerned with human and environment costs besides giving benefits to the local residents involved. This could also lead to lots of problems and social inflict. Then, how to create a sustainable developing strategies? Maswood provides 3 different areas, and in these 3 different areas, there have some examples and real examples that really use apply these policies to help reduce the bad influence for a destination. Then I already present all my findings from my research. Then I'm trying to triangulate that together. So first, it is quantitative research. What I found in my quantitative research is, although still some negative impact could happen, such as pollution, such as damage the local culture, while through the sustainable development strategy, it could be avoided and the negative influence could be reduced. And also that the positive, also that the respondents reflect that the positive influence is much more larger than the negative influence. This is also mentioned in my qualitative research in my interviews that the interviewees, he told me that it is better, the benefits is more than drawbacks. Also that the influence for the negative aspect could be reduced. Also it could not be avoided totally, but it could be reduced. From my secondary research literature review, I found that tourism could benefit the local economy, but still affect negative influence, especially in rural area. To solve that, a sustainable development method should be implemented, which means a sustainable development method could help to reduce the negative influence. And these 3 findings, they all aim to that the tourism could bring the positive inflect, while it also could bring the negative parts. But what should be more focused on is how to reduce and avoid the negative influence, because if it just stop development because it caused negative influence, it is not necessary and it is not very reality actions. How to make mutual benefits not only benefits the tourism but also protect and benefits the local community. This is what the things that we should consider and we should think more about it. Finally, this is the reference that the series or the chart I used in my presentations. And thanks for watching and thank you so much. Bye bye.